Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to bypass all the basic, everyday theories of sleep today and dive straight into the actual science and practical methods of waking up inside your own dreams. I mean, imagine taking that hazy, random one-third of your life you spend unconscious and transforming it into a fully conscious virtual reality. It's an absolute game changer. Dr. Stephen LaBerge, an absolute pioneer in this field, uses this incredibly simple question to jumpstart self-awareness. Pause right now and ask yourself, am I dreaming or awake right now? Now, I know that sounds kind of silly to ask while you're sitting here awake, but the sheer, breathtaking realism of the dream world is no joke. It's so convincing that it actually made the great French philosopher René Descartes believe our waking senses are completely illusory and can't be trusted. The simulation your brain creates at night is literally just that good.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, waking up inside dreams. Second, the science of sleep. Third, techniques for becoming lucid. Fourth, dream supplements. And finally, mastering dream control. Let's get right into it.
All right, Section 1, waking up inside dreams. Let's define exactly what this phenomenon actually is.
So what are we really talking about here? Lucid dreaming is essentially heightened conscious awareness during the dream state. It takes a fuzzy, passive, autopilot experience and turns it into a vibrant, living, alternate reality. And a lot of people just assume lucidity means you have absolute godlike control over every single blade of grass in the dream. But actually, advanced researchers describe it much more like a co-created experience. Think of it like this. Your consciousness is the ship, but you're navigating a vast, completely autonomous ocean that's generated by your subconscious mind. Okay, I'm going to break the fourth wall for a second and ask you directly, am I dreaming right now? Seriously, take a look at your surroundings. Is this real? You have to trigger this immediate self-awareness during your waking life so your brain actually forms the habit. Because honestly, only by doing this over and over while you're awake will your mind eventually remember to ask the exact same question while you're asleep. That is the key to separating waking life from the dream world.
So how do you prove it? The answer lies in reality checks. See, in a dream, your brain's logic basically short circuits. If you try to push two fingers through your opposite palm right now, you'll meet solid resistance, right? But in a dream, because your physical body is paralyzed in bed, your dream fingers will literally pass right through your solid dream palm. It is the wildest feeling. Checking a digital watch or reading a sentence twice does the same thing. In a dream, the text will just turn into morphing, illogical gibberish.
Moving right along to Section 2, the science of sleep and the actual biology of dreaming.
If we trace the history of sleep, humanity has always known that something profound happens at night. Way back in 3000 BC, the ancient Egyptians believed the Ba, or the soul, actually flew outside the sleeping body. By 350 BC, Aristotle was theorizing about sleep. But the massive, undeniable scientific leap didn't happen until 1975. That's when British parapsychologist Keith Hearne proved lucidity in a controlled lab. Here's how he did it. Because your physical eyes actually mirror where you look in a dream, Hearne had a sleeping lucid dreamer send predetermined Morse code-like eye movement signals directly to the waking world. Boom. Proof.
And the really pivotal metric we're looking at here is 40 hertz. Back in 2009, a neurological lab in Frankfurt discovered that conscious dreamers generate brainwave frequencies in the 40 hertz, or gamma range. This completely proves that during a lucid dream, you are operating at a higher, significantly more intense level of conscious alertness than you are in normal waking life. Think about that. Your brain is literally hyper-awake while your body is fast asleep.
Okay, on to Section 3, techniques for becoming lucid. Let's build your mental toolkit.
It all starts with understanding the hypnagogic state. Basically, this is that bizarre hallucinatory borderland you pass through right as you're falling asleep. You might see swirling colors, hear random snippets of audio, or even experience the Tetris effect, which is where you literally feel the phantom sensation of a repetitive task you were doing earlier in the day. But here's the secret. These visuals and sensations aren't just random noise. They are actually stepping stones that you can use to consciously hypnotize your own mind directly into the dream world.
And this brings us to the wake-induced lucid dream, commonly known as the Wilds technique. Let's walk through this step by step, because it's fascinating. First, you lie perfectly still. You allow your physical body to relax completely, but, and this is absolutely crucial, you keep your mind totally awake. As your physical body falls asleep, you gently observe that hypnagogic imagery we just talked about, but without engaging your physical muscles. Slowly, you start to visualize a dream scene, say a beach.
You listen to the waves, you feel the sand beneath you, and suddenly your awareness will just pop out of your physical bed and directly into a 3D dreamscape. Your body is asleep, but your mind never lost consciousness for a second.
Let's look at Section 4, Dream Supplements, or Hacking Your Brain Chemistry.
So there's actually a bit of a shortcut here. Certain natural supplements interact incredibly powerfully with our sleep chemistry. Now, quick disclaimer, these should really only be used by adults, but the effects are pretty remarkable. For instance, Kalea Zacatequichi, which Mexican shamans call the leaf of God, induces these highly meaningful, incredibly vivid dreams. Then there's galantamine, derived from the red spider lily, which enhances dream memory and cognitive function while you're asleep. And even just simple vitamin B6, which you get from bananas and chicken, helps convert tryptophan to serotonin in the brain, massively ramping up how intense your dreams are. Actually, speaking of tryptophan, I have to share this surprising and honestly hilarious fact. Back in 2005, the British Cheese Board conducted a study and found that eating just a 3-ounce piece of cheese before bed helped 75% of their participants remember their dreams clearly. So yeah, it turns out that tryptophan in cheese literally normalizes your sleep patterns and induces incredibly vivid, crystal clear cheese dreams. You can't make this stuff up.
Finally, we reach Section 5, Mastering Dream Control and Handling the Rush.
When you first pull this off, stabilization is your #1 priority. See, beginners often realize they're dreaming, get incredibly excited, and then, boom, they immediately wake themselves up. To stop this from happening, you have to anchor your logical brain to your dream body. The exact moment you become lucid, stay perfectly calm. Vigorously rub your dream hands together to create some kinetic feedback. Do some simple math, like 4 + 4, to engage the logical hemisphere of your brain. Or you can even just physically spin around in the dream to stabilize your entire visual field. Once you're stable, you're probably going to want to change your environment, right? Well, trying to force a solid brick wall to melt into a tropical beach right in front of your eyes is actually incredibly difficult, mostly because your logical brain expects that wall to be solid. Instead, use a clever workaround based entirely on dream logic. Just reach into your coat pocket, pull out a pocket portal, toss it into the air, and step right through it to instantly teleport anywhere in the universe. It works flawlessly every time, because you aren't fighting your brain's waking expectations.
So, I have a specific challenge for you for your next lucid dream. Try to run straight through a solid wall. Obviously, that's impossible in waking life, but confidently pushing your body through a physical object in a dream completely rewrites your subconscious rulebook. The feeling of your atoms sort of passing through solid matter absolutely proves to your brain that you are safely inside a virtual fantasy realm, and that right there is what unlocks true limitless control.
And that really brings us to the ultimate application of this whole practice. Because at the end of the day, the most profound thing you can do in a lucid dream isn't just flying around or running through walls. It's actually talking to yourself. You can literally walk right up to a dream character, knowing full well they are just a projection of your inner self, and speak directly to your own subconscious mind. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought. If you woke up inside your own mind tonight, what secret, what hidden fear, or what big creative idea would you ask your subconscious? Sleep well, and I hope you find out tonight.